Hello, my name is Tiffany Chang, and this is Conductor as CEO, where I take ideas from other industries and share how we can apply them as arts leaders. I imagine a world where leaders help people thrive, feeling more valued, seen, and fulfilled, while knowing that their work matters. How long does it take to hear from your supervisor when something went wrong? Very quickly. How long does it take to hear from your supervisor when something went right? Almost never. This dichotomy reminds me of a line from the book Thanks for the Feedback by Douglas Stone and Sheila Heen, where they say, feedback is often prompted by a problem. I actually have this sentence written down on a post-it note. It reminds me to consider feedback as being multidimensional, both on the giving and receiving ends. Response to a problem is actually only one out of many reasons to give feedback. Yet, thinking through my own life, responding to a problem constitutes a huge majority of the feedback I've received and the feedback I'm responsible for giving. We don't usually suddenly stop our day to take a moment and give somebody some positive feedback when things are moving along smoothly. Leadership can so often feel like fighting one fire after another, and it consumes our days. We just hope to keep our head above water and not get too far behind. And when we're responding to a problem, we don't always naturally frame it objectively around the actual problem, but we frame it around blame. Stone and Heen offer these astute observations about how the perspective can be quite different when feedback is prompted by a problem. When we're on the giving end, they describe it as, we're confident that we've correctly identified the cause of the problem, and we're stepping up to address it. And when we are on the receiving end, they describe it as, we don't hear it as constructive anything, we hear it as blame. This tendency can make our conversations and situations surrounding feedback challenging and stressful to navigate. Feedback gets a negative connotation and becomes something we are sensitive about. So, what are other reasons why we might want to give feedback? Here are three. First one, status check. Where are we toward our projected goals? How do we rank? And number two, appreciation. Bringing attention to something we are grateful for. And number three, praise. Positive reinforcement for something we want to see more of. While those are not our go-to reasons for giving feedback, we can intentionally become more aware that those are possibilities. We can actively choose to not be totally monopolized by the kind of feedback driven by problems. As a leader, I'm personally trying to prime my feedback-giving mind to equally notice all types of feedback I might want to give, and to be more conscious about which type the people I work with might be needing or asking for. For example, I write down one thing a day that has worked out, and I think about who may have contributed to it and how I can give them feedback that demonstrates that appreciation. It helps me actively come up with reasons to give other forms of feedback, besides problem-prompted feedback. Sometimes this list reminds me to just say, thank you for a great job. Or it prompts me to want to send a surprise gift with a handwritten note. On the flip side of things, I'm also mindful about the kinds of feedback I receive and consider the context of why others are giving me this feedback. If it's prompted by a problem, I understand that blame may be a driving factor, and I don't get so personally affected. It helps me choose how to respond. As a conductor and leader, I can become the target for blame for a variety of reasons when there's a problem. Instead of going on the defensive, I can usually keep my cool through understanding it's not personal. And I can usually respond by refocusing the spotlight objectively on solving the actual problem itself, hopefully together with those people. I can also notice what kind of feedback I'm missing and strategically ask for them with the person that I work with. So whether we are at the giving or receiving end of feedback, it helps to think about why we're giving or receiving that feedback. Is it prompted by a problem? Are we being sucked into the blame game? Which other kinds of feedback may we be missing in our relationships with each other? If these ideas resonate with you, please consider signing up in the link below to receive an email with each new blog post sent directly to your inbox. Thank you and have a great day.